Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother Canada updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Estupido, aka Miguel! He really wanted to see the evil dick puppet, so hello, I'm gonna burn you with a cigarette. Evil Dick has since grown a beard since his time on the show. But anyway, Miguel is from Peru, and he is rooting for John, Netta, and Allison. Woo! So thank you for your message. If you want to be house guest of the day, like Miguel, send me a private message on YouTube. Okay, so yesterday was nutso. If you missed out on my whole spiel about the POV ceremony and everything, you should probably watch yesterday's spoiler, because there are many deets that go along with that, and I don't want you to miss out on it. So you could just pause this one, go back to the other one, and then come back to this one. So, in short, they had the power veto ceremony yesterday. Arlie and Adele are on the block now. What? So, picking up where we left off yesterday. After Arlie divulged all of his secrets, it was time for him to start campaigning. He's not gonna just sit around and wait until Wednesday like Andrew and Sarah. He's hitting that ground running. So, he proposed an alliance of 4 to Sabrina, Rochelle, and Allison, and he called it Arlie's Angels. Sorry, I just threw up everywhere. But anyway, this would probably be a really good game move for the 3 ladies involved, but at the same time, it's like really messed up because Rochelle and Sabrina promised to do whatever John wants because they saved him this week. And I'm not saying, like, you can't lie in Big Brother, but, like, usually when you make deals like that, you should at least keep them for the week that they were made during. That's crazy. That's like Jillian last season putting up Alec and Topaz after promising them safety during that endurance competition. You do not go back on endurance deals, and I feel like this is a deal that they should not go back on. That's not cool. But anyway, Adele is getting really worried. He knows that Arlie can just, like, talk his way out of anything, so he's trying to chat block Arlie. He's not doing a very good job, though, because Arlie had a lot of talk time with Sabrina, Rochelle, and Allison. So, Sabrina is talking to Allison and Rochelle, and she's like, I think if I can't win, I would definitely rather give the check to Arlie than John. Uh-oh, it looks like the tides are turning. Excuse me, John saved your A's this week, but they're all like, maybe. Allison is thinking, if Arlie makes it to the end, he's definitely gonna win. We're not gonna beat him. So she's kind of got her head on straight. I don't even know. But, Sabrina seems to have convinced Allison that Arlie needs to stay. Alright, so Sabrina and Adele had another fight last night, which really, is enforcing to Sabrina that Adele must go. It was over random stuff. It's so stupid as usual, but Heather and Netta walked in during the fight, and of course Sabrina started saying, like, everyone is always bullying me, they're threatening me. So she's like freaking out, and then Netta and Heather leave, and they're like, did you notice that Allison was smirking the entire time? So this really gets them angry at her. They are not feeling Allison anymore, but they just felt like Allison is, like, trying to egg Sabrina on, and she's feeding her all this BS, which is probably partially true, but I don't know. So today, Netta was really getting nervous that Arlie would spill the beans about Condiment Gate to Rochelle and Sabrina, because they're, I think, the only ones left who don't know about it. So she decided, you know what, I'm going to tell them myself. So she did this afternoon, and they were all like, that was so mean, don't do it again. And then when she left the room, they were like, we can't work with her now. We can't work with her anymore. So John and Netta had an official check-in with Sabrina and Rochelle, and they were like, okay, what's going on this week? You're still good to get rid of Arlie, right? Like you promised. So they're like, well, I don't know if we can trust you guys anymore. You've got all these deals with other people. You have like a million other Final Fours. How are we supposed to know that our Final Four with you is for real? So Netta's like, what happened to your promise to John this week? And Sabrina is like, I just can't deal with Adele's bullying. So this chat is to be continued, but first, there was some sort of challenge or special task today. I don't know the details specifically, but it was a crossover because it involved Top Chef Canada. So again, I don't know the specifics of the challenge, who was involved, was it the whole house or what? If you know, please leave it in the comments. But there was a reward, and the reward was a meal cooked by a Top Chef contestant. Wow, we'll get there. So back to the Sabrina and John chat, which resumed after the challenge, or whatever it was. This time it was just the two of them, and they decided to like kind of redo their Final Four alliance with Netta and Rochelle, and apparently like this is the real Final Four deal. Is it? I don't know. But Sabrina seems like she's on board to get rid of Arlie again. So she takes this back to Rochelle and Allison. She's like, yeah, let's get rid of Arlie. And they're like, what? They had just decided this morning that they're keeping Arlie and working with him. So they're just like, I don't know. So back to the Top Chef reward. The winners of the meal were Netta, Heather, and Allison. So that's all nice and dandy for them, but they didn't know that the other house guests got to watch them enjoy their meal from one of the TV screens. I think it was the one in the HOH room. What? They got topazed, but at least the house guests didn't get to hear them. They only got to see them. But here we go. Rochelle fancies herself to be quite the lip reader because her brother is deaf, so she said that she learned how to lip read from her brother's teacher. So she was like, oh yeah, Netta was talking about how upset she was that the vetoes were used this week, and she hates us. Maybe not that part, but the first part definitely. So they were talking to Heather about it because she was at the meal. She was like, no way, I don't know what you thought you saw, but that's not what happened. So I don't even know at this point. I feel like anything can happen. I don't think they're fully decided on who's going to be going this week. I mean, Netta and John definitely want Arlie to go, but the rest of the house is like freaking out. And I think it's going to continue that way right up until the last minute. I think this is going to be one of those weeks. So definitely stay tuned in the next few days. I'm thinking it's going to be insane. And until tomorrow, much love.
Edit.